Okay, so in today's video, we're going to talk about how to understand if our ad is working. Okay, so you got the ad, you created the content. How do we know if the ad is working, right? So there's a couple of ways to look at it, and I'm going to talk about both really quickly. The first is just to understand at $3 to $5 a day, you should be able to get more contacts than what you need. Okay, so you should be able to, um, bring in more likes than what you can make contact with. Okay, so you should be able to cherry pick the ones that look like the most like your core market. Okay, so if you're the kind of coach that likes to keep things simple and not worry too much about analytics and what the ads manager cost per engagement is, then don't worry too much about it. Then don't worry if the goal is to make the contacts. The goal is to build your groups right through this. So if you're okay with that, then don't worry too much and don't get too involved with this. I don't want anyone to be overwhelmed by what I'm going to show in the video. I don't want you to say I have to understand each part of this. You really don't. You really just have to understand that you just have to be able to watch and say, am I getting the contacts I need for my investment every day? And if you're not, you've got to change something. You've got to either change your targets if you're not getting if you're not feeling like you're relating to or your target market is coming in and liking your video, liking your content. You've got to change your content if you're not getting enough likes and comments on that. So it's all about tweaking things and making sure that that you're constantly keeping an eye on your content to make sure that it's doing what it should, right? So that you're getting for your $3 to $5 a day investment, that you are getting what you should be, and that's likes and content and engagement from that. So what I'm going to do for the ones who like the analytics, the ones who want to understand what to look for in Ads Manager, I'm just going to show you sort of the basics of what to look for, so that you can sort of self-diagnose when you're going great, and also be able to diagnose when you feel like you're not getting the likes and engagement that you want. Okay, because that's part of this game, is you've got to be able to adjust. You've got to be able to understand, like, look, this ad is running great. We're gonna run this ad until it doesn't work great anymore. Or I don't know if this is working like it should, but I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna self-diagnose here and figure out what is going on. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And stay with me for the next few minutes, and we will take a look at Ads Manager and just kind of give you some brief basics as to what to look for your ads. Okay, thanks. Okay, guys, so here we are in Ads Manager, and this is the front screen that you're going to see when you log into your Ads Manager. And what it's going to show you is the ads that you have run over the date range that you have selected. So here we have a selected date range of April 8th to May 7th. So you're going to see all the ads that were run during that time. Okay. So the question I always get asked is, what is a good cost per engagement? Okay. And that is, you see where my cursor is right here. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth column from the left, third from the right, I guess. So that's where you're going to be looking. Okay, so your cost per engagement. Okay, so this isn't the end all be all number, but it's a really good gauge as to how well your ad is doing. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a cost per engagement in the 10. It's 10 cents. Okay, which is really good. Okay. So I'm seeing, so when I take a cross section of TRU, I'm the admin on probably 15 or 20 pages. So I see a lot of what you guys are running for your ads. And actually, I've seen a lot even since we started this training. I'm seeing anywhere from 6 on the low end to maybe 15-ish would be a strong ad in the cost per engagement box, and that's really the one thing you want to look at the most when it comes to thinking about, is my ad working? Okay, so think about that, because what that is that's how much it's costing you based on your targets for every like, comment, share, or click on your post. Okay, I think it's likes, comments, shares, photo views, stuff like that. So every time someone sees your post and doesn't just scroll by it, they actually do something, that gets tallied, and that's your cost per result, as Facebook is calling it right now. So we probably click on it right here. Okay. Anyways, so that's important to know, because that's not only what you're getting for your money, but that's also taken into account as to how Facebook rates your post in their relevance score, they call it, to determine how cheaply they're going to show your ad. So the lower this amount is, the cheaper they're going to show your ad. Okay, so it is important to pay attention to. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to is my cost per engagement high? Is it 30 cents, 40 cents, even higher per engagement? Because that could mean that you need to make a change. That could mean that your targets are, like, your target pool may be too low. What it most likely means is that your content is not connecting with your audience, and that you need to change your content in some way. Okay, it might be that you have to change your picture. It might be that you have to change your call to action. But that it doesn't mean that ads don't work for you, or that that you're not good at ads. It just means that you need to just switch some things. You need to make some adjustment. So that's what we have here. So what you can do is you can compare your amount spent. So Michelle in this case spent $4 on this new ad. She got 41 engagements at about 10 cents a like. So if you don't want to, you don't even have to dig any deeper than this. Okay, just take a look at this. Is my ad working? Is it not working? If you're not an analytics person, if you don't like digging deep into the Facebook analytics, totally fine. You don't need to. But if you just want to pay attention to this number, this will give you a good gauge as to if something needs to be switched up in your ads. Okay, so we understand the cost per result. We understand how to read the first screen, the first few columns of the ads manager, as far as is our ad working. But we really want to dive just a little bit deeper to understand what's going on. So here we are on Michelle's ad screen, and I've selected a date range which allows me to view the ad that we showed last week in the training with her, and the coffee cup, because I want to use that as an example, just like as a real world example. So as you can see with this one, she's getting an awesome 10 cents per post engagement, which is really good for a still picture. She spent $122, but that she did that over a long period of time. I want to say that was like a month or two, because I know she doesn't run any more than $5 a day on these types of ads. And she got a ton of engagement, like 1,200 engagements, 1,200 people to follow up with. Okay, so amazing, right? Awesome, and really keeps the flow of business going. Okay, but you want to get more information on this. You want to see more of your analytics to see if maybe we could tweak this a little better. Okay, so one way to do that is to click on View Charts on the ad. As you can see, when I hover on the ad, you can see that at the bottom here. I'm just going to click on that, and this is all new, like in the last few months with Facebook. And you get some choices here. You get performance, demographics, and placement. Okay, so some of this is pretty useful. I just want to go over it really quickly, and I just want you guys to be able to click on this and understand what you're looking at. So if you click on performance first, it's going to show you this graph, and as you can see, the graph is going to go for as long as you run the ad. So this ad started on March 7th and continued all the way to March 31st. Okay, so as you can see, the ad did not always produce the same result every day. Okay, it kind of goes up and down, and some days are better than others. And this is what I want you guys to pay attention to: is your ad currently performing as well as it did in the beginning, or is it getting better, or is it getting worse? Because you want to make sure that you are paying attention to this, because if it starts out strong and then gets worse, you're not getting that same result for your $3 to $5 a day, and you might want to change something. You might want to put different content out there, or you might want to change your targets. So as you can see, this ad started off really strong, and then it got even stronger. It went from, say, 12 cents a like to, I think as low as 7 cents a like. She must have stopped it right here, and then for a day or so, for whatever reason, and then started it back up again, and boom. And then but look at the end, see how it got a little bit, it was in the 7, 8, 9, 10 cent range, and then in the end, it kind of went up to 17 cents, 36 cents a like. Okay, so maybe she wore out that audience. Maybe that audience, Facebook, the way we're optimizing, Facebook is going to show it to the people in that target range who are most likely to engage. Facebook has an algorithm that says, okay, these people are most likely to engage with this content, so we're going to show it to them first. So you can blow through that. You can run out of people to show the ad to over time. So it's important to know, to watch this and say, oh, look, I was killing it up here at 10 cents, 7 cents a like, but over the last few days, it's gone up, it's doubled, it's tripled. So I'm going to stop this one and start the next one. Okay? Really important to understand there. Okay? So again, down here, we've got cost per result, which is, I think that's similar to cost per engagement, so you don't really have to worry about that too much, but really important to pay attention to. Okay, so demographics is another cool one to look at. So sometimes, I find this with Amy a lot, is sometimes it's important to pay attention to your age range. Because with Amy specifically, I'll speak to her, sometimes we go too young on our age range, and we don't get the same engagement as we do like in our target age range seems to be in like the late 20s to early 40s. And sometimes we don't do as well in the mid to late 20s, and maybe those folks don't relate to Amy. I don't know what the reason is, but it's something to pay attention to. So with the demographics function here, you can click on your age range and see what your cost per result is for each age range. Okay, so like in the 25 to 34, sometimes you might have a lower cost to click or a higher cost to click than maybe the 35 to 44, or maybe your age range is even younger or older. You can click on that and see what is your cost per result for each age range. Something to pay attention to. Maybe you don't relate. Amy's one of these people. Maybe she doesn't relate as well to someone in their early 20s or even their mid 20s, or maybe you just relate better to people in their late 30s or whatever. It's just something to pay attention to kind of make sure you're getting your target ranges super tight, super tight, so that those people who are seeing your ads are the most likely to engage. And then there's your placement. This is just a range of your reach to post engagement. I don't really use this one a whole lot, but you can see you can click between mobile and desktop. If sometimes you may just want to run mobile ads, or just want to run you probably wouldn't just want to run desktop ads. You probably want to, if you were going to use this, you probably just want to see if maybe you should be running just mobile, which most of your ads are going to be shown on mobile anyways. So it's not something to really worry too much about. Again, this is just like if you want to dig deeper, there's a million ways you can dig deeper, but these are kind of the basics of what Facebook is going to show you in the easiest possible way. So if you want to do that, certainly fine. If you don't, just pay attention to your cost per result on the front page. Okay, that's the easiest possible way to do it. Cost per result. If you don't even want to do that, that's okay too. Just pay attention to how many likes you're getting for your dollars, right? So if you're spending $3 a day, you want to make sure that you're getting enough to meet your 10 to 15 follow-up, or 10 to 15, follow-up with the likers for the messages, friend requests, and to invite to your page. Okay, That's really, if you can keep it simple, or you can dive a lot deeper if you want to. Either way is totally fine, but I just wanted to give you some parameters that I know work for coaches. Okay, so here's another one. So here's Elaine's. Okay, so Elaine posted this ad that she was running in the chat thread. It's the one where she's holding up the baby, and it seemed to have gotten great results. So I just wanted to click here really quickly and just show you another example. This is an ongoing example. So as you can see, front page, she's getting 7 cents per like, which is fantastic. She spent $14 to get 1,400 in reach and over 200 engagements on that. So, fantastic result there, Elaine. Awesome job. We're just going to click on your view charts. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I just want to take you guys along with me as to what I'd look at when I click on this. So as you can see in the performance, you don't have a lot there yet because she's only run it for a couple of days. But as you can see, it kind of goes up and down, right? So she averaged between 5 and 14 cents, it looks like, on these for these engagements, which is all great. I mean, you might not get it to 7 cents per engagement and still be successful with your ad, right? We said before, I'm seeing anywhere from 6 to 20 cents, something 6 to 15 or 20 when I'm looking at successful campaigns. If you're higher, if you're 30, if you're 40, if you're 50, you got to change something. Doesn't mean it won't work for you at all. It means that you just need to change something. So many coaches get locked up when they've got an ad they put one ad out there and it doesn't work for them like they wanted to, and they lock up and they don't know how to self-diagnose. And that's what I'm trying to teach you here today. Okay, so placements, we're not going to skip. We're going to skip that. And demographics, really awesome to look at here. So she's got an age. She's got most of her engagement is in the 25 to 34 range. As you can see, the blue bar is higher than the green bar when comparing the 25 to 34, as opposed to the 35 to 44 bar, which means that folks in the 35 or 25 to 34 range are actually engaging more with this ad than in the 35 to 44 range. Now, maybe that's because there's a baby in the ad, and a lot of ladies have their kids in that 25 to 34 range. I don't know. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. But as you can see, 25 to 34 gets a 7 cent cost per result, where 35 to 44 gets an 11 cents cost per result. So what can you gain from this? So let's just say you want to run this ad again and you want to pick parameters, right? Maybe skew it towards a younger audience, because as you can see, a younger audience is engaging more with this post. Okay, we can talk about why all day, but for whatever reason, a younger audience likes this post better than a slightly older audience. So awesome job, Elaine. Fantastic result. Keep running this ad as long as you can keep up with the contacts. And I hope everyone can gain a little bit from this, as far as just to look in your ads manager to kind of see if your ads are in these ranges that I've shown. I've given you a couple examples today. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. You can also send me a screenshot and say, what do you see? I welcome that. Please, if you want to do that, I'm here all day, and it's like really a quick little thing from me. I can look at it in a couple seconds and say, is this working or is it not? And it's much better than sort of getting locked up or overwhelmed with what you're seeing in Ads Manager. Okay, so if you're the analytical type, dig into this, look around. Try to gain knowledge from what the numbers are showing you in your ads manager. If you're not, just look at the front screen. Say, look, what's my cost per engagement? Is it high, or is it in the range that I've shown here today? Okay. One last thing before I let you guys go today, as far as this cost per engagement go, I'm going to show you some later in the next few days. I don't know when, but in the next few days. As far as video views go, video views can get this extremely low, like 1 cent or less per engagement per video, because video an engagement would be considered a video view. So if you want to do video, you can get this very, very low and get the most amount of exposure for your money. And I'm going to show you some training on how to do that as well. But for today, we're done. This is what I want you to look at. I want you guys to, so the end of the training today. So we're not going to post an emoji today, okay? We are going to, in the chat thread, what I want you to do today is post your cost per result, okay? So right here where the cursor is, what your cents per engagement is, okay? I want you to post that in the chat thread once you viewed the video, and go back into your ads manager and tell me what your current cost per engagement is. Okay, that's your homework for today. So thank you for viewing the video. Any questions, just like post it in the chat thread. But when you're done watching the video, go to your ads manager, check out your cost per engagement under cost per result, and post that in the chat thread for everybody to see. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Okay, so just to quickly wrap it up, I showed you just a tiny bit of the insights and analytics that you're given from Facebook ads. And honestly, if you guys want to dig deeper into this, there is so much more that you can get into. But we're coaches, you know, we're not Facebook ads experts. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys just answer. I really just wanted to answer the question, how do I know if my ads are successful? Okay, so I think you can kind of look at your own ads and figure out how you're doing and really quickly diagnose any issues that you're having with your ads. So again, today we're going to post our cost per engagement in the chat thread, and we're going to encourage each other and diagnose if someone has an issue and see if we can figure out what that is. And thank you for watching the content. And yeah, I'm around all day today, so I will be very active in the chat thread. So any questions, just let me know. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks a lot.